Help everyone understand. I've heard so many of your stump speeches about LGBT. You're an ally, an incredible ally for our community, our LGBTQ community. Thanks you for that. But just tell people briefly why LGBT is so important to you in Florida.
And as you know, I've said this story numerous times. When I was 16 or 17 years old in high school, my stepbrother came out to me, and I remember his journey. I remember his journey of what he had to go through coming out, and this would have been in the mid 1990s. I always want to say I would hope that times today are different than the times they were back then, but unfortunately, it seems like we're going backwards in a lot of ways. But this is family to me. And watching his journey, I knew that we had to stand up, we had to unite, and so my entire, outside of that, when I became student body president of the University of Florida, I created a Pride student cabinet position, made sure when I became commissioner of agriculture that we had an LGBTQ advocate, expanded my anti-discrimination policy in the workforce, and have always been an ally because this truly is family, and this is personal to me.
It's interesting to me. Nikki probably doesn't even know this. On Monday, our lead story at Queer News Tonight is going to be breaking news that Tampa Pride, which is the last weekend in March, has received a letter from Governor DeSantis to say at the Tampa Pride Parade on 7th Avenue in Ybor City cannot have any drag queens participate in the parade, and that it is a violation of whatever the legislative intent of whatever he's pursuing on drag queens now applies to this Pride Parade. Now, I just point out as we do this breaking news on Monday that this is happening. Hotspots Magazine and Happening on Television produces the Stonewall Pride Parade, which you have been to. And I'm sitting here wondering, well, I wonder what we're going to do about drag queens. As I am very sure there's no legislative law in Florida that says drag queens cannot be riding in a parade. The issue that this illustrates is if Nikki Fried was currently the governor of Florida,
I'd be in the parade.
Right. You would be in the parade and not legislating drag queens out of the parade. Now, wherever that ends up, it ends up. But this is it's a simple illustration of how important what is going on around us. What we're watching affects all of us. And
Absolutely.
if we think it doesn't, it clearly does. Hence, we come back to your seat.